Oh, this is Blood and Beans. It is the morning stream.
I was wondering how to set yourself some TV.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
It is Sunday. It is time for Blood. We haven't done Blood and Beans in a couple of weeks, huh?
These are going down.
A few couple of weeks ago, I just was not having a good weekend. And then last weekend, I was sick.
And then he gave it to me, because sharing is caring.
But today is Blood and Beans. But man, I just woke up like 20 minutes ago, half an hour ago.
I woke up 2 seconds ago.
So if I sound a little groggy and like I'm still trying to catch my bearings here, that would be why. Good morning, Emily. How are you?
And dying, it's because I just woke up and lit a cigarette.
Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday morning, technically, because it is still 11:46 here. Still 14 more minutes left of morning. And I'm going to drink those 14 minutes up, baby. Savor every last drop. So, excuse me while I, like I said, still waking up. I'll light my cigarette here. Pockets is still setting up her chair. I guess you could say we're still setting up Blood and Beans, but it is the stream about nothing. So technically, even this is part of the stream.
Yep. Our kitchen looks really good.
Glad to hear that you're doing okay, Emily. Truly. I really am. And the kitchen does look good. I'm killing myself in there the past 3 days to get it whipped back up into
what I couldn't do, so.
spickety spanity shape.
I scraped all that up and I couldn't do all that with my back.
Morning, Pimp. How are you? That's cool. I like when people draw fan art. I'm a big fan of fan art, actually. I still have, I think all the fan art that anybody's ever given me over the past 10 years.
You do. Thank you.
So,
my hands.
saved in various places.
Thank you for opening my body armor.
You're very welcome, honey.
My hand's all crampy. I don't know why. We tossed the cat outside at 5 a.m. out the window.
He's back in now.
He came back in.
Yeah, Jabba was.
But he was literally sitting at the bottom of the bed. I have no girl cats in my bed, mind you, and he's howling.
Yeah, he didn't like us being asleep, and he also didn't like it very much when I eventually caught his ass at 5 o'clock this morning.
I caught him by the tail.
He is back inside. We just put him outside for a few hours. He's back in. I'm pretty sure he learned his lesson.
He's being very, very, very...
Morning, Somber. How are you?
Hi, Som.
Very much tip my hat for you, my friend.
Yes,
my heart
honey,
goes
I'm
out
sorry.
to you. I would like to say I don't even know what that's like, but
We do. You
I
know what that's
do.
Like. It's like losing a kid.
It's very much like losing a child.
It is.
Somber, one of his puppies, his dogs, passed away, basically right in everyone's arms last night, and heart goes right out to him.
Oh, that is. I didn't know that. That's so sad.
Our dog, Damien, is a black lab. I'm not a dog guy. We have Eastwood. Eastwood's not my dog.
Eastwood's my dog.
I've never had a dog. I've always been a cat person. My very first dog, and I always said if I ever had a dog,
it would be a lab.
It would be a lab. I've only, as far as dogs go, that's my favorite breed of dog. It's the only breed of dog I could ever tolerate to own.
We got him for free.
Yeah, my brother Adam gave him.
Because he had a hernia.
Gave him to us for free because he couldn't sell him. My brother bred labs, and because of his hernia, he couldn't sell him.
And that was the one of the litters that eat their paperwork.
Gave him to us, and this is back when I just met Pockets.
Yep.
She just had little Monica, little Sabrina. Shiloh wasn't even born yet.
14 and a half years.
And Monica and Sabrina weren't even living with us yet at that point. Damien was kind of like our first child. He was, puppy when we got him.
So funny.
Then we got, Monica and Sabrina came to live with us, and they got to grow up with Damien. Sabrina used to sit in the dog cage with Damien and read to him, even if the book was upside down. It was actually really, really
It was so cute.
But yeah, he was with us for 14 years.
He broke my oven door.
He helped me raise my children. He took care of my wife, protected my wife while I was at work.
He was racist.
He was basically our family mascot. I never even realized exactly how much our little family revolved around this lab until he wasn't there anymore. And I'll never forget that day. And it's a pain that it does not go away. It just gets easier to deal with.
And I never will forgive myself.
So I very much wish you all the best.
Yes.
I will keep you in my prayers, and I know how much this really does hurt. It's like losing a kid. It's like losing family.
But he's probably happy that you were with him, though. Damien tried to walk off.
Morning, Wolf, lover of wolves, dog lover, wolf lover. Someone's loving some kind of canine here. Good morning.
Well, thank you. I feel loved now.
So I know what that's like, and yeah.
It sucks.
And you already know. I've already spoken to you. But if you ever need anything, you need to talk, whatever. Obviously, man, I'm here. You know, you're one of my best friends. So, I mean, if you need me, you just let me know.
Did you take a shower?
No, I just woke up. I
don't know why this was on the end of the bed.
Yeah, Eastwood's in the background. Right now he's itching himself on my couch.
Hey, stop biting yourself. There's a sleeper roll mark there and I can give you a bath.
Yes, I know you did, dog lover. And again, it's hard. It's more than hard. I think that's one thing that all dog lovers and dog owners, you know what I mean,
really
have in common. That's something, like I said, I'm not a dog person. Like, I don't hate dogs. I love all animals, but I never had a dog before. And I'm honestly not even sure if I'll ever have one myself ever again.
I've been trying to ask him to get in our lab, because every time I wake up off the couch, I see Damien in that
Picking
corner.
up that dog, burying that dog
I had to help him
was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life. It was like burying a child.
I think we took turns crying to Pennsylvania that night.
Can only imagine.
I gave myself a urinary tract infection because I cried so much and I drank
That's
so
why
little.
I'm not interested in going through all that again. I'm not. Cats, I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm a cat person.
Produce like rabbits.
But cats also, when they're ready, they run off. You don't typically find a cat. When a cat is done with old age or collapses or whatever,
Yep.
you typically don't find the cat. The cat runs off somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's what Simba did. She came in one last time, gave me some loving, and then she
I don't
left.
think I could do that. I don't think I could, bury another dog. So I do apologize for the topic first thing today, but I do want to just kind of reach out with my condolences and maybe a story like that guy just did with my dog. Because like Somber, says, talking helps, and having someone relatable to talk to can help. I know when Damien died, I was beside myself with pain. So I immediately wrote him a story. That's what I know how to do, right? So I wrote him an epilogue. It's still hanging on his grave, an epilogue. Eulogy, thank you. Still hanging on his grave. And then I took that eulogy and actually fit it into a story, and I published it in one of my books.
I have that book.
And again, it's not anything huge, but it made me feel like, he's immortalized. He'll be with me forever. So. I never loved a dog like that either, and I've had dogs in my life.
Mostly small dogs, because my dad didn't like to pick up the big mess. We had poodles.
That's sad, Lilith.
Toy poodles.
I mean, I didn't really get to say goodbye as he was going out, but at least got to say goodbye, you know, as I put him to rest. And yeah, every time I go see him, because he's buried at camp, right up at camp at Locust Lake. So every time I go to camp, I'm able to visit with my dog, and I leave him a little trinket on his grave.
I don't want anybody sitting in his
I still have his last tennis ball sitting in my Explorer, right on the windshield.
It's blue.
So I bring him with me wherever I go.
And I've gotten a beautiful, beautiful mahogany set. It's wood, but there's a plate set in it, and it's 3 labs. Plus the blanket I have. I really do want a lab again.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind a lab someday, but again, there's always that flip side, right? Like, if I get a lab, I'd like to go first. I don't want to bury another dog. I can't handle it.
I still can't handle it. Every time I go up to that grave, I cry.
So
The only dog that I know, other dog that I know, to get in front of me and another person.
you know, with everybody
Just to
here
keep me safe.
posting their stories, it's pretty easy to see that, you know, all of us have kind of been through something like this or something very similar. So we all love you, man, and we all truly feel for you. And that's a YouTube commercial in the background.
I'm trying to get to the thingy. Okay, your Blood and Beans thing has a freaking ad countdown.
You might want to turn it down so there's no feedback.
Yeah.
You can hear me talking. I'm right here.
Okay.
Morning, Fuzzy. How are you? Oh, we were all kind of telling some stories about, you know, the furry friends that we've lost along the way.
Simba, she was a cat. My daughter broke her back.
Yeah, poor
I
Somber.
kept her alive for 2 years. 2 years I kept her alive. And then she just went outside and didn't come
Sad
home.
story time. You know, when my best friend Jason died, and this is something I usually don't talk about a whole lot, but when my best friend from, before I was in kindergarten, when he died, we all sat at the reception after his funeral, and everybody told stories about Jason, and it made me so sad, and it made me a little bit angry too, because it seemed like everybody, and even, you know, his mom and sister, and they did know him, but there's a lot of people there that were all telling stories about Jason, and it just made me feel like, almost like it was cheap. Like, I knew Jason. I knew him probably better than almost anybody did, maybe even some of his family. So when hearing all those people telling stories about someone, to me it was like they were telling stories about someone that they never actually knew, that they didn't really know. And I wasn't too fond of all these stories, happy stories and sad stories. I really didn't want to listen to them, but I did. And as time's gone on, I've looked back, and I actually really needed that. I needed to know that other people knew him as well. So I think telling those stories just kind of helps. Let's people know that there are others out there that feel that kind of pain too, and then we're all kind of in this together. So it's kind of weird to compare, you know, your dog dying to your best friend dying,
really.
But in a way not. You told me that they're making a paw print for you.
That's awesome.
And yeah, hang on to the squeaky toys and stuff like that. I still have all Damien's stuff. There's a pillow here that used to be part of his bed. I still have that pillow. I still have his tennis ball. I have one of his nail clippings from his paws. I still have one of his nails, one of his toenails. I still have his old rawhide bone that he was chewing on. Well, he would
his new bone that we got him for Christmas.
Yep.
We still have that. That's in the package.
So, we all do understand. That's a really nice thing, though, for them to do. And I'm glad that you'll have at least something to, keep him with you. But a good pet, good dog, but really any good pet, never leaves your side. Ever. They leave a lasting impression on your life, and they never leave your side. Yeah, Damien, his very last trip, man, his last year alive, that dog could barely.
That was so weird.
That dog could barely walk. He could barely breathe. He couldn't go up steps anymore. He was old. He was 14 years old. Purebred lab. So he was.
He had a big mass by his heart.
He was a big
was
dog.
On borrowed time.
But I carried him. I'd pick him up, put him in the car. I'd pick him up, put him out of the car. I'd bring him with me everywhere, even camping. And the very last camping trip we went on, that dog, he was like a puppy again. He was running around and playing with sticks and got into the fire pit right before we left. And that's one of those things I'm so happy I was able to do for him. At least his very last camping trip with us, he was able to have an actual really nice camping trip with us. So, it was almost like like a gift for both him and me and the rest of the family to see Damien, running around like he used to do.
Thank you, Red Tape.
I'm glad that, that he was able to come camping with us that last time. But it doesn't matter if 14 or 4, 16 or 6. Doesn't matter if it's old age or not. It's something that, like I said, pain doesn't go away. It just gets easier to deal with. But you got us. We all care about each other here. That's pretty fucking evident. So just, try and hold on to that. Hold on to, the relationships you have with other people.
Yeah, delete that one.
The job of driving your other dog crazy falls to you now. And Somber be running around on all fours in his house, driving the other dogs crazy. No, we very much are an online family. I said this a couple of weeks ago, and I'll definitely say it again here while I'm live. We might not be a family here. And this really was said in my Discord, but this is very, very similar to the Discord. Almost everybody here is in the Discord. We may not actually be an actual family, but we all act the way a family should.
We listen. We help. We don't scorn.
So. I do feel sorry I've been lazy on getting premiere pages up late. I know that this wasn't intentional. It's not like I just uploaded it and put the premiere up yesterday. I just forgot to make the page available. I'll try and remedy that. I'll get the new premiere page up today. I have been slacking a little bit on making videos, but so far there's been no lapse in uploads, no break in the schedule, so that's good. And it's looking like I'm taking hold of the reins just in time to make sure that there will be no break in uploads. I am still looking for a job, but I do have a really good prospect interview tomorrow morning, 8:30 in the morning, bright and early, first thing. That's going to be fun.
Nope.
So we are making moves. Nope, still haven't got my unemployment in yet. But that's why you get unemployment. It has nothing to do with that. It's because it's pending. Pocket says I won't get it because they fired me. That's literally how unemployment works. If you get fired, you get unemployment. If you get laid off, you get your unemployment. If you quit, you don't. That's how it works. Now, will I get my unemployment? Honestly, yeah, I think so. Eventually. It's what's stuck in what's called pending purgatory. I've looked it up. There's a lot of people that submit a claim. They claim every single week. Some people, man, they go 5.5 months. Their claim expires before they end up getting their money. So it's not just me that this happens to, or has happened to. There's a lot of people that it does. But I'm pretty sure I'll get it. It's just eventually. It's not that I've been denied. It's just still stuck in pending status. So I'm thinking I'll get it eventually. But I do have my taxes coming in soon. And like I said, I got a good prospect on a job tomorrow morning. So fingers crossed. The child has joined us.
Hello.
The Shiloh is awake. Yes, money I do need. Very much so. Otherwise, I'm going to end up losing everything. But here's, again, and I'm not going to give out any names. But most of you here are in my Discord and shit anyway. So you already know. But one of my friends has sent me money. They've done it twice now. And, it's not thousands of dollars. It's not enough to float me for a couple of months. But it's literally, I would imagine, everything this guy had to give. And probably some that he didn't. And the only reason why he gave me money is because he knew I needed it. And he knew I would not ask for it. So he just decided to send it to me without me even asking. That's what I mean by family. That's family. And you don't need to be blood to be family. When I say I would defend my friends and family to the death, that's kind of what I mean. My friends are family. So, we all fight together. That's what we do. We're united. I've said this many times before, too. I don't have the biggest following, but, man, I've got the best following. Now, my following have become friends of mine. Actual, honest-to-goodness friends of mine. I don't think that there's a person in here right now that I would not be able to call friend and not 100% mean it. Hi, Dodge. How are you? Good morning, speaking of friends, how are you? Happy Sunday, welcome to Blood and Beans. Always happy to have you stop on by. But that's what a family should be. I know a lot of people out there don't have that as a family, so I don't say that's what family is, because sometimes family sucks. But this family, this cultivated family, is what a family should be.
Emphasis on the cult.
Emphasis on the cult for the culture. Happy Sunday indeed. Happy Sunday indeed. It is going to be a good Sunday.
It's going to be date night for me.
Here, sure.
So get to the bathroom. I'm getting over this flu, but the flu
He's
is...
cultivated. I mean, a cult is really just a commune with a religious belief, I think. I don't know, do cults need religious beliefs?
Well, there's a Jedi church. Can we start a Sith temple?
I think that would be the one thing that would keep us from being classified as a cult, because there is no real religious belief, unless your religion is like being good to people. And I don't really know many religions out there that are actually like that.
The wontons or whatever. Yeah, go ahead.
Chaos
Just make
pill.
sure you read the
Fuck
bags for
yeah.
the broccoli and
Love chaos.
garlic thing, because they all differ in directions, you know?
So, yeah, I would say more a commune than a cult. Cults typically have some kind of religious, undertones.
This is the undertone about nothing.
Communes, communities are basically the same thing, but without that religious underpinning.
Dude, Blood and Beans is like our church.
It's like a church.
Sunday
It's Sunday. Oh, it's better than Halstead. I used to hold church at the bar. 50-cent drafts and free food. Hallelujah.
I like gospel churches.
I like free food.
I like Rex's churches.
I actually went to a revival with Erica. It was actually a lot of fun.
Me and Pete and Pico. And I remember even when Pico was sleeping or was over at his girlfriend's house or something, man, I would wake up every single Sunday. I would wake up Pete. And Pete would be like, is it 10 o'clock yet? And I'd be like, it's 9:45. Well, just enough time to get ready and head down to the bar every Sunday morning. And it was so much fun. We would just go in that bar, 50-cent drafts. The bartender knew me and gave me, every time I'd go in there with, low money, would give me a stack of quarters, like $5 in quarters. If that ever ran low, I would just get more quarters to use. Some people would just buy me drinks, little chips to use. But we would sit there for hours. I had to leave and go out of town, get picked up at like 5, 6 o'clock to drive to Albany and, ride to Albany to go to work for the following day. So I would spend literally all Sunday at the bar. I'd wake up, go in like 10 o'clock in the morning, and stay till like 5, 6 o'clock at night, eating free food, drinking bush drafts. Those were simpler times.
You want to know something about death, Emily? I went to 13 funerals in 1 year. I just saw her comment.
Did Emily ask about death? I missed that comment.
I only know one thing that...
I want to kill chaos.
Chaos.
Yeah, that's not asking about.
Yeah,
Death,
that was a hard thing. But there were Presbyterians.
time.
We
And
had
let me
really
tell
good
you,
reception, so.
Sundays at the bar was fantastic.
Free food and...
It was, but it's such a
Was it
quiet
70
crowd.
cent draft?
Fridays were always rowdy, right?
Of
If
course.
there was a fight, it was always on Friday. And then Saturdays were not quite as fighty.
More rowdy.
You got less of the people that don't go out and drink and then they go to the bar on Friday and cause fights. And on Saturday you get more of like the people that always go to the bar.
The refined crew. I like to call them that.
And
The
then
refined
Sunday,
bar
man,
crew.
was just like a bunch of old rednecks. Like maybe 5 of them in the whole bar, just sitting down, drinking and watching NASCAR. Go in, throw on the jukebox, and I'd play some pool, and it was just a great time. Hello, Dark Elf. How are you? Pockets does need a cough drop. Pockets is getting over what I just got over.
And I have bronchitis.
I had
asthma.
I had a really nasty flu bug not yesterday, but last Saturday at like 8:30. It just hit me. Freezing cold, super tired, and it put me down. I mean, Sunday, Monday,
4
and
days.
when I got back from my other interview on Tuesday, I still
died.
wasn't feeling great. No, I drank. Things didn't... Actually, well, I can say I didn't think it went well, so I came home and drank, and then I got a call back to go back for an interview tomorrow morning, a follow-up interview. So it went better than I thought. And then because of that, woke up Wednesday, I still felt like crap again. Thursday, I started feeling a little bit better, and finally, Friday, I really started coming around. And I think this morning, right now, is probably the first morning I've woken up and not felt under the weather. Even yesterday, when I first woke up, did not feel good. Was dizzy and cold.
Yeah, I don't feel
and
good. I'm cold.
today
I'm
is the
dizzy.
first day, so it took me a full 7 days to get over this. And Pocket's probably about 3-4 days behind me.
I was taking care of him. So no, I don't need a cough drop. I'm actually smoking a bowl, which aggravates my asthma.
Well, it could also be the way of
And I
saying,
need
hey, you're
an
cracking
inhaler.
into the microphone.
I'm so far away. Wait, where's my penguin?
Yep, it is. It is an interesting abbreviation.
Oh,
Pretty sure, is that an acronym? Because it does spell a word.
what, mine?
No.
I was gonna say mine spells ale. I think that's funny.
Talking to a lover of wolves. Low. L-O-W. Jabba is back inside now. Oh, and when Pocket says we threw him out a window, like, we live in a one-story house.
Yes, we opened the window
So,
first, obviously.
Let's
We live in a mobile
make
home.
that absolutely clear. It was basically the only reason why he went out the window is because the cat is, he's got claws like Freddy Krueger, and when he doesn't want to do something, he also bites. So I wasn't making it to the door. So I had her open the window, and I just set him outside the window.
It was loud. It's scary. And I didn't like it.
So, and he's home. And I got to sleep because he wasn't howling at the bottom of my bed. So I didn't want anyone to think like we chucked Jabba out like the third story window or something.
Well,
I
no,
live
we're
in a.
not that kind of people. I'm sorry. Whoever thinks that is an idiot.
I don't think anyone's an idiot to make assumptions, but I just wanted to, especially if they don't have all the information. So I wanted to give that information freely.
Yeah, we live on, like an apartment building, and we just decided to throw them out the window.
Now, I live in a mobile home.
We own a mobile home.
Yes, we own it, but that's also where we live.
I think you should know this.
I found it.
Okay. Good for you, man.
In our race rage, actually, this was really hard to find.
No, it's called a one-story house. Meaning there's only one floor. There's no upstairs. There's no basement. One story means it's one floor.
One level.
We did
If
not
your house
talk
had
about
2
it.
floors, it would be a 2-story house.
And you didn't really
I can confirm it was a 3rd-story
You
window.
kind of tossed him like he was the dwarf and, Lord of the Rings.
I just unbundled him from the blanket I was holding him in. I didn't
Yeah,
throw him
and
at all.
He went.
I just didn't want to get, my hands mangled.
I know. I'm surprised that he fought like that with his legs the way they are
Nope.
right now.
Still a fighter. Jabba's a fighter. But, like I said, and then when I woke up this morning, the absolute first thing I did was go to the door, call the cat, and see if he would come in. And he did. So, even with all the grief that cat gives me, and trust me, he gives me plenty. Obviously I woke up and I was still concerned.
Of course you were.
It's my cat. I've been raising Jabba since literally the second that he was born. I have pictures of him sleeping in the palm of my hand as this tiny little white fluff ball with black nubs for ears and a black nose. So, yeah, we actually had him playing fetch for about a year. He stopped doing that now, but he was playing fetch for about a year. He used to sit, watch me play, legit watch me play video games.
Not in my nose. My nose, it won't stop running.
So I do love the Jabba.
If it comes in there, please catch it.
And yes, he's named after Jabba the Hutt. When he was born, he looked like a worm. Like literally, he just looked like a little white slug.
With this little tiny beanie head.
And yeah, I just felt it was a perfect name. I've actually been learning a little Huttese. So I was actually trying to train him in Huttese.
No, you have to say Jabba.
Jabba no Bata, Jabba no Bata Slimo, Ichuta.
Yeah, and he knows everything. The cat he's really smart.
I honestly don't think he really understands Huttese, but it makes me laugh.
I got 2 cats basically trained in 2 different kinds of language besides English. Damien,
Jabba was an only kitten. He was a litter of one, and it was actually the first time I had ever seen a litter with only one kitten.
She only gives birth to 1 to 3.
So, first time I ever saw that. And he really didn't have anybody to play with. When kittens, start walking around and they start playing.
He just started cuddling them. It
You
was adorable.
He didn't have a friend. He didn't have anyone to play with. So, when he was growing up, I was Jabba's play friend. But now he's way more interested in girls and
Going
fighting.
outside and fighting.
Fighting.
He's like
girls
Tonto
and fighting.
going to town because every time he comes back, he's just
The little buddy's all grown up.
ripped up.
No, he is still young. He's only 3.
I'm afraid to give him a bath.
I wouldn't give him a bath. That's stupid.
Just to
The
clean
cat
his
is a
wounds.
fighter. He's always been a fighter.
He's always just sat in the sink for me when
I will.
I
Nope.
give him a bath. He's never gotten out, never tried to bite me or anything.
Mom, the last time we gave him a bath, he was a kitten.
No, the last time
That
I
was
gave him a
hard.
bath, he was
A
like,
really muscular.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
solid. He's like a giant tongue. He's also grown into a very large cat.
muscular
All
cat.
muscle, all large. So
Once we get him fixed, he's gonna really. He's gonna be like a freaking one of those muscular pit bulls.
I
that you
honestly
see in
feel
the
if I
movies.
ever get once I do, if I down the line, Jabba's no more. I'm like 60 years old. If I do get another cat, I'm gonna name him Lucifer.
So overly done.
I don't care. That way, when he calls, I can go, "Yes, Satan."
You're gonna have to teach him that too, but it's not hard.
Oh, the puns, the fun and the puns that we will have.
Mother, you don't get to name cats anymore. You named Isabel, and now she has like 800 different names.
Mom once
They're
named a cat
nicknames.
Chicken.
Yeah,
You once called her Eliza.
I know.
The cat is a big meat block. He is. Jabba is one solid muscle, and he's big for his age. He's more lanky and skinny.
He's built like,
but
he's,
he's
like a rabbit
gonna
almost.
get
like muscular,
stockier
like a rabbit.
too, but he's all muscle.
Yeah. And you can tell that just by feeling him. I mean, he feels skinny. Yeah, you can feel his rib bones.
Spectacular torture room. Oh, the game room.
Yeah.
Yes, let us herald the game room for a moment. What a great room.
Cats make you nervous.
It is awesome
That's fine.
to just have like an arcade / club / home movie theater
I would have a
in
cat
my house
guard
to
my
use whenever I
house.
want it. Spent a lot of time in there last
With
night
any other dog
after
any
or
day.
before the premiere. Before the premiere, I did like I said, I've been doing a bunch of cleaning. My kitchen, it looks like Mr. Clean stopped in for a visit. It's like spotless in there. But after I was done doing all my cleaning, I did some video editing. I got next Tuesday's tidbit up, and I got next Saturday's story uploaded. And now I got to work on the story after that. So now I'm only 1 week ahead instead of 3, but I'm still ahead, still plugging along here. But once I get all that done, then I went and took a second shower because after you clean, you feel gross, right? So I took another shower, and then made myself some pizza. And I made the Shiloh and I some chicken wings, and I got a big old handful of Doritos and a couple cans of soda, and I went and I sat down in that game room and I played a one-player JRPG for hours until the premiere, and then I went back in there and played again until like 1:30 in the morning. So I had a
Which woke me up.
nice long jam session
So
in the
from
game
now
room.
on, when that happens, I'm just going to be nice and bring a blanket and a pillow out, and I'm going to put it on the couch for him.
You were awake when I went to the bedroom.
Manna means
No, I
you're
woke right up
sleeping
as soon
on
as
the
you came
couch,
through the
Dad.
doorway. I heard you come through.
We made fun of this one girl on our team that spoke like a robot. It was really weird.
Maybe it wasn't her fault.
Not the game room. He's talking about the torture dungeon that I keep under the house.
No, the way she
The
spoke
game room,
on
though,
the
is so
phone.
sick.
I know.
I'm sorry. I just had to dote on that there for a minute.
Of the character.
Plus, it also changed the topic to something a little
No,
bit,
it's not.
a little better, I feel.
Oh.
But
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
I said underground room, not basement. There's a difference. So, and don't fear, confronting evil is still happening. It's still on its way. I have all the voice lines I need to make up the next video, the next part, season 2, episode 5. It will be out the weekend after this coming one. So this coming Saturday is The Boatman's Tale, and then after that will be the next Confronting Evil. So, hope you're all excited. This one's, again, I feel it's another good one. It's called No Deposit, No Returners. And obviously, if you know my channel, you've known some of the stories I've done. And one of them was called The Returners. It's in one of my books, too. I really like that story. But this is like... the first one was, like the sequel to The Devil's Punch Bowl. And then we've done The Forests and the Highway and Spare Parts for the Gods. So this is them stepping into that. So I guess you could say The Returners is like a prequel to this episode. I believe it is a torture room. A specifically built room underneath the building. Oh, good morning, Devane. How are you? Happy Sunday. I'm glad I stopped and started like actually reading through the chat a little bit more here, or I might have missed your name. I'm very happy to see you. Hope you're having a good morning. It is. The game room was my daughter's room. My middle daughter. Sabrina. When she moved out, she went to go out after high school and do her thing. When she moved out, I told her, I said, once you move out, I said, you can't come back. You can come back to stay, but until you get yourself on your feet, but you can't live here. And I gave her 3 months. I kept her room open, nothing in it, just a blank room in my house for 3 months, just in case she needed to come back. And after those 3 months, my house was already filled. And I've had people come to my house before and see the game room, and they're like, wow, this must have cost you so much money, because they see all the stuff in there. And what they fail to actually realize is that is literally just stuff I've been collecting my entire life. Those Nintendo and Super Nintendo games and Nintendo 64 games, those were Christmas presents. Those were birthday presents. Those were things I bought for with the allowance that I saved when I was a child. It's all my stuff from my past.
My stepmother doesn't understand that either.
Even one of the arcade machines, I bought that long before I made a game room. It was when the Turtles machine came out, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yep. It has the first one, and then it's got Turtles in Time on it, and it's got the 4-player thing on it, and it came with the riser. And when I saw that advertised, that was my first arcade 1-up machine. Yep. And that because if I was gonna get an arcade 1-up machine, it had to be that one. And the reason why it had to be that one is all those movies you see with people in an arcade, right? And they're doing really well at this arcade machine, and all the other kids are all standing around this one guy at the arcade machine, and they're all cheering and they're all watching, and it looks really cliche. That is the one and only time that has happened to me, is when I used to get that game on the Super Nintendo constantly. I used to rent it from Revere Video down the road. But when I went to the arcade, and like that was my favorite version to play. I remember that day I got a bunch of quarters from my mother, and I went into the arcade and I beat it. I was playing with somebody at first, and then they ended up dropping out, and then somebody else joined in, and then they ended up dropping out, and 2 other people. But I just stuck with it and stayed right with it and played right through the entire game. And by the time I was on the last level, I just had this crowd of kids around me, all cheering and watching me play, and it was fucking awesome. So when this arcade machine came out, I had to get this one. This was the one that I absolutely needed, and it sat in my living room for a long time, and it worked great as a conversation piece. Every time somebody came into the house, they saw a 6.5 foot tall Jason mannequin and a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade machine, and it sparked up conversation. But once the child moved out of that room and it sat blank for 3 months, I mean, I had I had game stuff out here hooked up to the TV. I had game stuff in the bedroom hooked up to the bedroom TV. I had stuff for games and games themselves in boxes underneath my bed and in my closet and shit. So I said, I'm going to turn this room into an arcade. And I put a flat screen TV in there and a CRT TV in there. I hooked up all my game systems, all of them, from the Atari all the way up to the fucking Switch. I got all my game systems hooked up in there to one of the two TVs. I threw the Turtles arcade machine in there. Didn't have the shelving when I first started. Didn't have the black lights when I first started. It was pretty bare bones. Just had the two TVs and one arcade machine. Since then, I've added so much stuff. Disco ball, strobe light, 4 black lights, track lighting. I added the Miss Pac-Man machine, which has got 9 other games on it. Somber still has the fucking highest score on Galaga, by the way. Still haven't beaten it. 173,000, son of a bitch. Yeah, it's one of the things he left me as a present in my game room, is sit at the top of my leaderboard on Galaga. And then I put in a shelf for DVDs and my college degrees, and I got a bunch of horror movies and shit in there. I put in a mini bar. It hangs on the wall. I keep like little flasks and some shot glasses and shit, and I don't know. It's awesome. Even got this surround sound system, so now like when it's bar night, I can go in there, I can turn on music really loud and listen to music and turn on the lights, and it's like a freaking dance club. Or like last night, I can just go in there and sit and play a video game and snack and eat and put the game on the surround sound, and I think for New Year's we watched Terrifier 2 in the game room so we could have it on the surround sound, have like theater-like experience. So it is a multi-purpose place. No, not yet anyway, but rumor has it you're coming back this Labor Day. And you knew the only one I was really freaking caring about and pumping up there as high as I could was Galaga. So that's why you came and you beat. I wouldn't have been impressed if you would have came over and beat Miss Pac-Man. I wasn't trying to get a super high Miss Pac-Man score. I was working on getting a super high Galaga score. That's my favorite game on that arcade machine is Galaga. I love it. And
couldn't tell.
Somber comes over and blasts the high score. Son of a bitch. Still sitting there.
I was sleeping.
It wouldn't have mattered. This dude's really good at video games.
I know.
I saw him whoop Shaunae's ass at Smash on Friday. Over and over and over and over and over again. And he's one of the only people I know that can steal my Mario Kart trophies. Yes, and steal. Bastard. You and your army of turtle shells, and ganging up on me with somebody else.
How rude.
It was rude. Yeah, at least the ones that I care about. Maybe Galaxian, Miss Pac-Man, Dig Dug. I've always wanted to get 70,000 on Dig Dug because of Stranger Things. Because Mad Max got a 70,000 on Dig Dug. And I'm like, man, that actually is a really high score. I can't even crack 20,000 on that fucking game. So I'd love to be able to get that high of a score on Dig Dug. He is getting better. And better. Shawnee, he's getting bitter. Yeah, he was getting a little bit bitter on Smash. Yeah, he was. It's because he's good at Smash. Shawnee is good at Smash. That's the thing. And you were just wiping the fucking floor with him over and over. He won a few. But yeah, that was. I told him he doesn't understand. He doesn't get it. I knew right away, man. I knew it right away because I am really good at Mario Kart. That opinion hasn't changed. I am a badass at Mario Kart. And I jumped on with you, and you fucking took me for a ride. I already knew right then and there, this motherfucker's really good at video games. You can't just be good at Mario Kart, and that's it. Not on that kind of level. I think it's fun. Dodge. A little bit. Dodge the Grave plays with us too on Fridays. She comes to bar night on Thursday, and then on Friday, because she's got a Switch and she's got Mario Kart and Smash, She's been hanging out with us on Fridays too. And I don't know, she seems like she's having fun.
I'm sorry, I did not. I thought I turned it down low enough, okay? It's not my fault. This is really good speakers.
Under. So, yeah. I mean, it's typically good times.
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, my house stays a little cleaner. Because you're in one spot.
I guess that's true.
Well, no, I can pick up you.
Oh, there is much competition when we play. I mean, when I play Smash, like, I know how to play Smash. I'm not, like, great at it. It's not like I'm, like, a Smash expert. I played some of it. I know how to play. I'm not fantastic at it. I can play. I'm just not super great. Mario Kart, I'm really good at. So when I'm playing Smash, I don't really get competitive. It's like, whatever. I know I'm probably going to lose. When I'm playing Mario Kart, oh, you best believe I get competitive. Mario Kart for me is like, it's like Uno family game night playing Uno when I was a kid. Dude, I've had my older brothers run away over Uno games. That's how into Mario Kart I get. But in a way that's fun. Like, I'm not gonna like actually get upset and go run away. Like, it's
no, but he does get upset.
It's fun to comment on Somber kicking my ass. I do also think that it keeps me sharp. It makes me a better driver. Same thing like when we're playing Population 1 together in VR. When we're killing each other, I mean, I gotta work for it to kill Somber, if I even can. I have to really pull some tricks from up my sleeve to try and take out Somber. But it's great because usually now when we go and we hop on, even when Shawnee first started, Shawnee wasn't great at Population 1 when he first got it, but it's 3-person teams. So now when we all jump in though, and Shawnee's like really gotten some practice with us and really has gotten one-on-one with me and one-on-one with Somber, has been playing for a while, we usually do pretty fucking good. And we will go in and we'll usually wipe out some people. And a lot of that is just because we're used to playing against each other. So all these little tricks and tactics and shit that we use on other people. It just keeps us sharp. So it's good to have a nemesis. I'd say if I had one, I'd be happy if my nemesis was Somber. Somber's a great guy. Like I said, he's one of my best friends. And yeah, he makes me work for it. Yeah, I get very into Mario Kart. I'm good at, Mario Kart. My daughter, Monica, my oldest daughter, she's fantastic at Mario Kart. She's one of the, like Somber, she's one of the only people I know that can legitimately beat me. If I can even beat her at all. I think she might even be, like, better than me. I think that she might whoop Somber's ass. Monica can really play some Mario Kart. And, of course, who taught her? Just saying. And I don't care that she beats me now. That's the fate of all masters. We are what they strive to overcome. So.
Pass. Master has passed the teacher, surpassed the teacher.
VR. You should, Pimp Demon. You should join us sometime for bar night. It's fun. We've had a couple of Emily's friends in the past couple of weeks. It's not people that I've known before then, but like they're her friends, and then they join the room through Emily, and it's been fun. Like, so new people are always welcome. I haven't really met anybody so far among our little friend group that has really soured the experience. So you should definitely join. It is a good time. There's much jokes being thrown around. Monica, man, might she might like beat you consistently.
Yep.
Consistently. I don't even think that I could beat her anymore. The last time that me and her played a game of Mario Kart together, we played a few races. It was like 1 cup. I could not beat her. Couldn't even come close. Like you, even when you win, I'm usually right behind you, right? I'm usually right the fuck there. No. Monica's usually way out. I don't know if she uses the speed bikes and knows exactly how to boost them correctly or what, but man, that kid is ridiculous. Yeah, Uno gets very serious. Like I said, my oldest brother, my brother Jim, he used to run away because of Uno games.
That's so childish.
It is, but again, you also got to remember we're an Italian family. We get loud, we get into things. We're very passionate and invested in something. So yeah, Uno sometimes has never ended well. I don't get quite that into it. Like, I bust balls, I joke, Somber, you're a thief, but I really just consider that all a good fun. Anybody who knows me that knows that I pick on my friends. Like Sean A, I think him and I, we say things to each other that I don't even think that I would say to someone I didn't like. and it's just constant, and I don't think anybody's ever even questioned whether or not we're actually friends. Because we're that close. I've known Sean A for, 23 years? I've known the kid since he was 13, 14 years old. So, we're like family. We're like brothers more than anything now. Yes, Uno is a card game. You can also play it in VR, though. That was actually kind of fun that night. With the giant Uno deck in the center and shit. That was kind of cool. Blackjack League's going to be interesting. That it will be.
I love blackjack. Normally in a casino where I'm winning money.
I'm turning the Terrifier into a drinking game.
Yep.
In a couple of weeks, once I get working, I get some income coming in, I'd like to go out, get a little bit of drinks, and I'm going to have a Discord watch party, and we're going to watch all the Terrifier movies. And every time you laugh, you have to drink. So, we'll see if this movie is funny or not.
People are going to be passing out.
But I am going to end the stream here in about 2-3 minutes. So, just don't want everybody to be blindsided. But I do want to thank you very much for stopping in for Blood and Beans. Like I said, haven't had one of these in a while, a couple weeks. 2 weeks ago, nothing was really going on and wasn't really feeling a Blood and Beans. Just wanted to take a Sunday to just kind of relax. And then last weekend, I was sick with the flu.
Dead.
That's last weekend. I said 2 weeks.
Yeah, you've been sick.
I am telling the truth. You let me finish telling the story. And last week, I had the flu. There was no way I was going to be able to do Blood and Beans. So, that's alright, Pimp Demon. Nope, not everybody drinks alcohol. I think we've talked about this in the Discord, too. There's a lot of people that come and hang out on bar night and stuff, and they don't drink. It's not required.
Yeah.
We're not checking people's homes to see if you're drinking or not. You don't have to drink. You can just hang out. That's fine too.
The drinking police are going to come.
The drinking police. I mean, that's the idea, Fuzzy. It is going to be a fun ride. Definitely. I mean, if you are drinking, yes. I find the Terrifier movies absolutely fucking hilarious.
I'm gonna need to get a 6-pack.
So I'm gonna need, I will probably be feeling great by the time we are done watching those movies.
I might be passed out.
Get at you. We were fighting and Pop one and snagged the kill. Yeah, I know. I know you did. I was in the middle of killing the guy, and all of a sudden he just gets fucking blown up. And Somber got the kill. You son of a bitch. That's what I mean. There, you just admitted it right there. And he just said that was the first time he did it. It's not the only time. This dude, I'll be in the middle of fighting somebody with a submachine gun, and then a sniper bullet comes from half a mile away across the map and takes the guy out before I can kill him. Somber got the kill. I'm in the trenches, boots on, killing this fucking guy, and you stole my kill. Ooh, thief. Alright, and with that, I absolutely love you all. I'm going to go ahead and shut down the stream. Throat's a little sore, and apparently I bit my tongue, and yeah, that's uncomfortable. Thank you, though, so much for all of you stopping in today for Blood and Beans. Very much appreciate it. Please stay safe out there. Keep it creepy, and yes, there will be a video this Tuesday, and I will have the premiere page up for next Saturday, up and available here pretty shortly. So if you want to set notifications and stuff, zippity-doo. Love you guys. Thank you. Secured the kill. No, that's called stealing the kill. That's stealing the kill. I had it secured. I had a gun in his face. There's no need for that. I see. He admits to it. Love you guys. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you this coming weekend. Peace out. Ta-ta for now.